Nelly says his era was toughest era of hip hop ever. This is 2000s hip hop talk.
When I put out songs, I had to go against DMX, Jay-Z, Eminem, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Luda. All of us are fighting for one spot. So from 99 to like 2008, 10, it's the hardest era ever to get records.
No, that's a bar. Who said that bar?
What?
Oh, only people moving units is M, Pimp, Juice, and us. The Rock in here.
How do you feel about his take?
He didn't mention Nelly.
He did M, Pimp, Juice, and us.
Oh.
Yeah, doing Nelly.
I'm not a big Hov guy. I'm gonna let y'all know.
That's heartbreaking. It's really
Not a
heartbreaking.
big hole.
That's really heartbreaking.
It's really okay. Like,
no, it's not. It's really not okay.
He's a little younger.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not okay.
He's a little younger.
That's a fact.
I don't care, bro. I really don't care. I really don't care, bro.
Okay,
It's really heartbreaking that people don't really tapped in the whole.
Mo
Drake
Nelly.
era.
It be breaking my heart.
Is his era the toughest in hip hop ever?
The year he said, we said
As far as what,
99,
though, we need
99,
context.
2008.
Like, is he saying competition wise?
Yes, facts. Not like toughest, like they're the hardest
Nah.
out. Like I feel like as far as challenging wise, like they
There's a lot of big rappers.
That's why he
big-time
names the different competition.
But you gotta look at the different times we're in too. Like you got physical copies getting sold compared to streaming. But I'm going back to the original hip hop era.
Okay,
the
so
toughest time the sell records.
If only Eminem, DMX, Nelly, and Jay-Z, that's four people, moving units.
Nah, because in that era, but you gotta say he said 99 to 2008. You got to do it. Kanye West. You got to do it.
I'm just naming the people.
No, but I'm talking about the years he said though. He did say 99 to 2008.
Okay, so we got Kanye West.
You got G Unit by himself was a monster. 50 Cent, Banks.
That was
Bug.
mid 2000s.
Yeah.
2000 what? 2006.
He said 99 to 08.
That's winding down now.
But he said that's still 08, between 08.
Right.
And 50 Cent came out 02, 03.
He had a lot to do with
Die Trying?
Yeah, 02, 03.
What's your stance? What's your take? You feel like
that era,
it wasn't tough to be?
I feel like,
or you feel like it's always tough?
Everybody's gonna have their own. Whatever era you go to, everybody's gonna have their own.
I'm going to interrupt this episode to give you a message from our sponsor. I have even made 2 lists of equipment for you guys to use that can be found in my Amazon storefront. One list is more for beginners and one is a more advanced list. The list of equipment for beginners is on the less expensive side and the more advanced equipment is on the more expensive side. The equipment in these lists can be used for both podcasting and all other types of content creation. The list of equipment includes mics, lights, cameras, and much more different pieces of equipment. Like I said, one list is for beginners and one is a more advanced list. So check that out. I put the link in the description. For every purchase of a product, my channel gets a small commission that goes towards supporting the channel and allowing me to create more and more content for you guys to benefit from. So go get that equipment and get to creating.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
So I don't think anybody could be like, oh, it's tougher for me. Because right now, like with all the streaming and like, there's big artists out there right now too that people don't want to drop with, and now it's even tougher because you're not even only worried about rap. You got to worry about the Taylor Swifts and the Beyoncés and the Post Malones.
Well, he's not talking about all the genres. He's not saying in music. He's saying in
but back then you could focus only on the rap because like BET, this is what we listen to. But now with the streaming, you got to worry about everybody when it comes to sales.
Why?
Because that's how they basing it off. People are putting Taylor Swift numbers next to whoever else is dropping.
But if there are still categories like with the Grammy.
There's categories, but
I could clean that up.
Or even Apple
Music. I agree with him in the sense because it was streaming. Like back then, once I bought somebody's album, right? The album I bought, I ain't buying it next week, and you can't try it until I play it. Now I can listen to it. Taylor Swift could drop 2 weeks before me, and I can still be listening to her album while the new person coming out. So it affects that person's. I'm saying I can listen to hear your album once, and all right, that's cool.
About like shit. All right.
No, that's a fact.
Because now, so people that's rapping now could be like, oh, it's tough for me.
Yeah.
Out here, because now I got to go against Taylor Swift.
If I want to drop on February 13th,
that's a great point.
If Taylor Swift want to drop on February 13th, when it comes to people clicking Apple Music and what's going to pop up on the front page,
right, it's going to be Taylor Swift every time.
No, and even so, like if you can go with somebody like that has a great album and you drop a good album, you can drop even a great album too. But I like that album more. I can hear your album for 1 minute. Like I heard the album, I might play it twice, and then I'm gonna go back to the other album. That's my favorite.
But like, that's why the main words of him saying in hip hop is important, because you're not gonna say that Taylor Swift is fucking up hip hop numbers, or would you say that?
No, she could. Anybody. Just
you heard Drake just say the only person I'm moving for is Taylor Swift. Yeah, Drake just said that.
I hate him for that. But
so she can if Drake and Taylor Swift is dropping on the same day.
But that only pertains to this dropping the release date. That doesn't pertain to dropping at all.
But that's what people are focused on now. The first week sales.
Okay, so if I know that she's dropping this month, I'll drop next month, and then there's
so we're back in the day.
That's not true. Even so, that still mess you up because I could still bump her album.
Exactly.
It's still gonna get counted for that particular.
Versus you going to buy a CD one time. Or you could drop a good album and I could forget about it.
But like,
because there's so much stuff going on, you forget that it's in your phone. It's not like
another good point.
I'm going through my CDs.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Hopefully Nelly doesn't see this one.
But I still think the original people of hip hop was the hardest. They're the pioneers.
Trying to do something new.
Yeah, trying something new is probably the hardest, difficult time. Nobody embracing you.
But he's talking about competition, though. So where's the competition?
I think. I mean.
But even if it's from a hardest to succeed point of view, like that's a mad abstract way of thinking of it, I feel like. But I agree, because obviously if it's the first thing ever, like it's like inventing the wheel or whatever, like to get it to succeed is like fucking crazy or whatever. So it's like it's a point, but I feel like he would combat it with like it's not the same competition or whatever. Going up against LeBron, going up against Michael Jordan or whatever is not the same as like
because he's basically saying, because of these people, it's tough.
Yeah.
In the 80s, it's like everybody was probably trying to rap once the first rapper broke, you know? So it was like it was over after that.
I like it. That's good content. So this is top 10 greatest rappers of all time via ranker.
Who put this together? AI?
Via ranker. It's like you can vote or whatever. It's like the number one.
Top 10 rappers?
It's the number one ranking.